What is resistivity? We know resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to length. Resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to area of cross section. If we combine these two equations, we got this equation. And here constant of proportionality is known as resistivity. Okay, so if I ask you define resistivity, you say if L equal to 1 unit, A is also 1 unit, or you say L is 1 meter, A is 1 meter square, then you will say rho equal to R. So resistivity, or you can say it is known as the specific resistance. Specific resistance. Resistivity is the resistance of a conductor whose length is 1 meter and area of cross section is 1 meter square. Sometimes you can think, if I have a cube of side 1 meter like this, if I say this is a cube of side 1 meter, then in this situation length will across any two ends will be 1 meter and area of cross section will be 1 meter square. So you can say specific resistance is the resistance of a cubic conductor whose side is 1 meter. Now if I ask you what is SI unit of resistance, you will say rho equal to RA upon L. R we know that is ohm, area meter square upon meter, so you will say ohm meter. Okay, so resistivity or specific resistance is just a property of the conductor. Every material has resistivity. Definition I told you earlier. This formula I have written, unit I have written, and sometimes we can define resistivity in this form also. Rho equal to E by J. You can use the Ohm's law. All of you know J equal to sigma E. Okay, sigma is conductivity and reciprocal of conductivity is resistivity. So you can say rho equal to E by J. Factors on which resistivity depends. We have written the formula R equal to rho L by A. But please don't say that resistivity depends on length and area of cross section. If you write that formula which you have derived earlier and compare with this formula, then you will say resistivity does not depend on this parameter. So I am writing that formula which you have derived earlier. R equal to ml upon Ne square to A. Now I can write rho equal to m upon Ne squared. Mass of the electron fixed, charge of the electron fixed. It means resistivity, we have to remove this A. When you compare, A will not come. Resistivity depends on two factors. One is N, another is tau. N is number of free electrons per unit volume. You will say nature of material. And tau is temperature. Mainly there are two factors. Of course, we will discuss in magnet also, effect of magnetism, also on resistivity, impurity, that also I will discuss later on. So there are two main parameters, nature and temperature. And exactly same phenomena which we have discussed, effect of temperature on metal, resistivity increases. Semiconductor we have discussed, alpha is negative, resistivity decreases. And superconductor we said particular temperature resistance becomes 0. That temperature is known as critical temperature. There is some effect of impurity and mechanical stress also. Resistivity increase with increase in impurity and mechanical stress. In magnet chapter we will read magnetic field increase the resistivity of all metal except iron, cobalt and nickel. That we will read there. And similarly in the second last chapter semiconductor we will read what is the effect of light on the resistivity. There we will discuss that resistivity of certain substance is inversely proportional to intensity of light. If light intensity will increase, resistivity will decrease. Then all of you know resistivity of conductor is less, alloy is more, and maximum resistivity of insulator, that is, you can give the example fused quartz. Now effect of temperature on resistivity. So again I will explain you basic concept regarding effect of temperature on resistivity. I assume any conductor. Suppose I say this is a cylindrical conductor in which there are number of free electrons. All of us know at every temperature free electrons are in random motion and these electrons are in continuous collision with neighboring electrons. Suppose I apply a potential difference. At one end potential is V1, another end potential is V2, such that V1 is greater than V2. Then inside the metal, if there is electron always flow towards the higher potential zone. So electron will travel toward this side, you can say towards the left side. Okay, suppose I discuss the situation at any temperature T1. T1 is any temperature. Okay, again I will say this electron will not move in a straight path, but it will move in a irregular fashion or irregular path, like this. This random path will be like this. Why? Because due to the continuous collision with neighboring electron due to the thermal agitation. Now, if I take same conductor again and I apply same potential difference, again V1 is greater than V2, but now I decrease the temperature. I say T2 is less than T1. Now when we decrease the temperature, we know at low temperature random motion of free electron in conductor will decrease. So rate of collision between electron will decrease. So again you will say, of course this electron will move toward the left side, but no randomness will decrease, not like the T1 temperature. So at low temperature random motion of electron will be relatively less. Again I am telling, at higher temperature random motion of the electron is more. Reason? Collision with the neighboring electron is more. As we decrease the temperature, rate of collision of electron with neighboring electron decreases. So we say flow of electron become smooth. When flow of electron becomes smooth, we can say mobility will increase. Now you assume when temperature goes to 0 Kelvin or very low temperature or very low. At that temperature, what will happen? Electron will not collide with the neighboring electrons. They will move perfectly in a straight line path, like this. Now we can consider that conductor is transformed into superconductor, because in superconductor there is no loss of energy. It is clear? So at superconductivity, what will happen? Resistivity will become 0. Reason? Because there is no collision on the electron. Now all the steps I am showing on the next slide. Please listen and see. I think I have to change that slide color because it is mixing. So first you will say, for any conductor, as we decrease the temperature, what will happen? Yes, rate of collision between free electron will decrease. When rate of collision decreases, then opposing force on the electron will decrease. When opposing force on the electron will decrease, then what will happen? Drift velocity will increase. Okay, why drift velocity increases? We know the formula. Drift velocity equal to mobility into electric field. Of course potential difference is same, electric field is same, but mobility is increasing, so drift velocity is also increasing. And we all know resistivity is inversely proportional to mobility. So when mobility is increasing, the resistivity will decrease. And for superconductor, what I told. Now resistivity and temperature, exactly same which we have discussed for the resistance, exactly same concept. We can say for metal, resistivity increase with increasing temperature. For semiconductor, we have discussed there also, alpha is negative. And for superconductor, at critical temperature Tc, resistance or resistivity becomes 0. Now, whatever you have discussed, you just pause the video and read these slides. Now I want to ask the question. All of you just read the question. Resistivity of metal decrease when we decrease the temperature. Then why every metal does not become superconductor? You have to say it depends on the crystal imperfections and impurities also. Different metal having different impurities. Now, next question. Carbon has a negative temperature coefficient of resistivity. Alpha is negative for carbon. This means the resistivity should drop as we decrease the temperature. Can it disappear entirely? Okay. I think we know the formula for the resistivity. Rho equal to m upon Ne square tau. In semiconductor chapter we will read that in case of carbon and silicon, N is written as N0 e power minus Eg upon Kt. That I will discuss there. Number of free electrons per unit volume. Eg is the Fermi energy gap that I will also discuss there. But here you are supposed to know when we increase the temperature, then what will happen? You will say N will also increase. When N increases, you go this formula, resistivity will decrease. Okay. Now when I say when temperature reaches to infinite, tends to infinite suppose, then what will become to N? N will be N0 because that factor will be 1. So when N equal to N0, I put there, I will get rho equal to m upon N0 e square tau, and it is constant. So we will say at high temperature carbon will behave as a metal, not superconductor. I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay, then we will move to the next. Conductivity. Or if you just read it. So conductivity is the reciprocal of resistivity. We have discussed a lot. I think I have discussed sigma is the word for the conductivity, and for the resistivity I have discussed rho. Then general conductivity is order of 2.42 into 10 to the power 7. Unit I think I have discussed, mho per meter. Now tell me, carbon is conductor, semiconductor or insulator? I will discuss this concept in semiconductor chapter, but brief introduction I am giving you here. Classification of carbon as a conductor, semiconductor or insulator is controversial. As carbon in the form of graphite is treated as conductor and it is used to manufacture resistance. That is known as the carbon resistance. In form of diamond, known as insulator. In form of the silicon, it form bond like the silicon and germanium. In that sense, it is behave as a semiconductor. But what is this controversial? We will discuss in the semiconductor chapter. Now tell me, the electric bulb which we use at home contains tungsten filament, is filled with inert gas like nitrogen, argon. Why? I think people have done in junior class also. Because at high temperature tungsten react with air forming oxide. So bulb containing tungsten filament is filled with inert gas like nitrogen or argon. Now, resistance of the resistance box are made of a manganese or constant, and I hope it is clear. We have discussed resistance is unaffected by temperature, practically independent of temperature. Now, filament of electric bulb and fuse wire are made of a material having high or low resistivity, while heater element from material of high or low resistivity. Many students generally commit mistake in this question. So please read it thoroughly, that filament of a bulb or fuse wire are made of material of low resistivity, while heater element is of high resistivity. Again I am repeating you, please learn this, that filament of a bulb and material of fuse wire are made of low resistivity wire, and heating element are made of high resistivity wire. Of course I will discuss this thing in heating effect of current in also. Again, element of the heating device such as the heater, geyser or press is made of nichrome because high resistivity and high melting point. And nichrome also do not react with air and acquire steady state when red hot. Fuse wire has low resistivity and low melting point. Again and again I am giving you these questions so that it will be developed in your mind that fuse wire has the low resistivity and geyser wire, the wire which is used in the geyser, is having high resistivity. Fuse wire is made up of tin and lead alloy and has low melting point and low resistivity. Low resistivity because only then maximum current will pass through it, and low melting point so that when high current is drawn it melts and circuit remain protected. Okay, if we change resistance, the following happens. If you use a very large resistance for the element, it drops the majority of voltage and we get the heating in the element. Suppose there is circuit. In the circuit, with the help of some devices, you use number of devices like this. If you use a large resistance for the element, then this resistance will drop majority voltage, but this resistance will limit the current and we get little heating in the element because here current is decreasing because net resistance is increasing of the circuit. And just inverse you can think here. Color coding of the carbon resistance. In physics lab you will see the carbon resistance. Generally there are 3 colors in the continuous order and 1 color at far away, at far end. There may be possibility at far end no color is there, but these 3 colors will be there. Like I have written B, V, B, gold. First 2 colors give the first 2 significant figure. Third ring indicate the how many zeros are there. Last ring indicate the tolerance. Like I say, first 2 ring, A color A digit, B color B digit, then C color number of zeros as I told you, and plus minus D%. Now you have to learn this table. B.B. Roy of the Great Britain has very good wife, black, brown red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, gray, white from 0 to 9. And in this side we have written the gold color tolerance is 5%, silver 10%. If there is no color, tolerance is 20%. Like here. First color is brown, so I have written 1. Second is violet. Violet means 7. Then third color is black. Number of 0, no number of zeros, only 17. Plus minus, last color is gold, 5%. Like this. Green, what you will say for the green? You just see the table? Yes, 5. Red, 2. Blue, see the table? 6. So you can write 60 or you can write 10 raised to power 6. Silver, plus minus 10%. Okay, let me show it. 52 into 10 to the power 6 plus minus 10 to the power 6%. Now you solve it. Pause the video and please solve yourself. Yes. I think I have written last plus minus 20%. All of you agree because there is no color here. You can say it yourself, no color in this region. And this formula I have written, B.B. Roy of the Great Britain is very good wife. This is parody to just memorize this concept. Another color code. Color of the body gives the first significant figure. The color of the end gives the second significant figure. Then color of the dot gives the decimal multiple or number of zeros. In this situation, we don't write any percentage error. But if color of the ring, if ring is drawn, then you can say that will give the tolerance. Yellow body, red end, blue dot, gold ring. Now you apply the formula. What is your formula? B.B. Roy of Great Britain as very good wife. Okay, black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, grey, white. You can mark from 0 to 9. Okay, now you think it. Answer should be this. Now I will not tell you. You have to pause the video and you have to solve yourself. Okay, now I am asking one question. Firstly, you pause the video and solve yourself. Yes. Suppose I say initial resistance is R1 and we increase the length by n times by stretching. The new resistance will be written as n square R1. We all know it. Okay. You can calculate, I think. Now come to the second part. After stretching, if length of the conductor increased by x% such that x is less than 10%, then you just remember the first chapter of the class element, dimension error. You will say, you cannot say it should be x square. It will be 2x%. Like this. Okay. Now I am asking one more question here. A steady current flows. I say current is constant. I have to check out of these four quantity which is constant. Of course, current is constant. It is written in the situation. I have to check the current density. We know the formula. Current density is current per unit area. Area of cross section is varying, so current density cannot be constant. If I say drift velocity, I say we know the formula I equal to NEVD. And drift velocity Vd can be written as I upon NEA. current is constant but area is varying, drift velocity is also varying. We know the formula J equal to sigma E. E can be written as J upon sigma. J is current per unit area. Again, current is constant but area is not constant, so electric field is not constant. Okay, so we have discussed all the parameters. You read the slide. Now again, one more question I am asking. Here I have to say, if I apply the potential difference across the ends of the copper wire of length L and diameter D, if this is a supply of V volt, we have to discuss what is the effect on drift velocity. Firstly, we write the formula of the drift velocity. And what is E? V by L. E is V by L. Now when I double the voltage, I hope it is visible to all of you, drift velocity will also double. So when voltage double, drift velocity also double. Second question is that when I increase the length, if you increase the length to double, then from the formula it is visible to you, drift velocity will become half. Third situation, if you double the diameter, I think with the expression it is valid. There is no role of the diameter, so you will say drift velocity is not affected. I am showing on the next slide. Read it. Okay, very good question. You please try to solve it. I will discuss in next video lectures.